In Soviet Jewish tradition, decade birthdays are a big deal. We have big gatherings, there are elaborate toasts, like often in the form of poetry or song. My father, Ilya Ketelgiser, was born in the Soviet Union on May 22nd, 1941, a month before Hitler invaded. I was born in the Soviet Union too, the year in 1981, the year of my father's 40th birthday. The first time I spoke with my father, and I knew he was my father, was the year of my 20s and his 60s. By then, the Soviet Union had fallen. He lived in Moscow, Russia. I lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan. That year, I signed up for a study abroad, and we were traveling to Ghana. And I'm like, oh, maybe I can stop in Moscow for the 60th birthday. That didn't work out, but I was in Amsterdam on an extended layover the day of his birthday, so I called, and he was at a gathering with family, and he was like, oh, your sister's here, let me put her on the phone. First time I spoke with my sister, just like that. Let me think. So then, I did get to visit my dad. So I visited him in 2003, 2004, 2009, and 2011. In 2011, I was again on a study abroad, this time to the UK and Belgium, which is at least the right continent for Moscow. But by then, he lived in the Ukraine, and that year, for his 70th birthday, I got to be at the table. I was with him, with my stepmother, with my sister, my nephew, so many cousins, and it was truly beautiful. In 2012, the following year, I survived my first major manic episode, knocked me out for a year. 2019, the same. On top of that, between Ukraine and Russia, tensions were really escalating during that time, so it made traveling really a lot more difficult. My father and I usually spoke now on Skype. I usually initiated, it wasn't that frequent, but I could tell, by his tone, by the way he looked at me, he really loved me. When I just felt a warmth that I didn't always feel in other settings. 2021 is the year of my 40th birthday and the year of my father's 80th birthday. On May 18th of this year, I called him to wish his wife, my stepmother, Natasha, a happy birthday. My father didn't sound like himself. His voice was labored. He sounded exhausted. I asked him to put Natasha on the phone, and he said, I'll pass along your wishes. I asked him, are you okay? He said, ya chrip, which means I have a sore throat, essentially. On May 21st, I woke up, reached across my bed for my phone, and I had a Facebook messenger from my uncle, my dad's brother. It said, Zhenichka, Papa umir, which means Zhenichka, Papa died. And that was the day that I was informed that he had COVID, that the reason he didn't pass the phone to my stepmother is because she was in the hospital, also with COVID. She died 4 days later. And it was so hard to be so far away. And my family's very divided. My mom's side of the family wants nothing to do with his side of the family. And it was really hard. And I was left with 4 editions of my father's memoir, which my Russian is not strong enough to really grasp, several books of his award-winning photography, and an album from 2003 when I visited him that he insisted on printing the pictures and labeling them so that I couldn't avoid doing it later. So I want to thank all of you for this gathering so I could say goodbye to my father. Thank you.